Hello, I'm Dan with 056 of MC Legends Crew, and today we're playing Kerbal Space Program. Kerbal Space Program is an indie game developed by an indie game company based in Mexico named Squad. In this game, you control a space program. In this game, you control a space program made of these weird little green men called the Kerbals. Kind of look like tiny Frankensteins, as you see right there. This is what the Kerbals look like. So we're gonna go into my save file, and today, in this video, I'm gonna do a mission. We're gonna go to the moon and land and come back, hopefully. So I'm gonna load up my save file. You hear the ambiance in the background. I don't know how the sound is. This is the Space Center. You may see some videos where this looks different, because this is Kerbal Space Program .21, and 1 second, I'm gonna turn down my settings since I'm recording. It appears I can't do that until... Okay, so I'm gonna show you around in these buildings. The first building we got here is the astronaut complex, in which where we hire and fire Kerbonauts. Like, see, there's some guys for hire. But as you see, we got plenty of Kerbals that aren't assigned. Nobody's in space right now. And we have 3 people missing in action. We got Sherdo, Bob, and Bill. You wanna know why they're missing? Because a lander I built was really wonky, and they pretty much crashed on the return trip. So the other building would be the space plane hangar. Now here, the space plane hangar is the space plane hangar is a building in which where you can control planes. As you see, there's the Kerbal flag in the background. You can even change it to something like your own. Like maybe you could like change it to that. As you see, let's change that back to what I want it to be. As you see, good parts and stuff. Like the VAB is like this, but that's for vertical assembly. All these different parts, and you can build with all these different parts. I'll show you the VAB, and then. Okay, we are back at the Space Center. This is this unknown building right here is actually known as the Mission Control, because Scott Manley, a really popular Kerbal Space Program player, crashed into it because it said Mission Control. Vehicle assembly building, that's for building rain rockets, launch pad, and the tracking station is for seeing satellites to cut out these load times. Okay, so as you see, this is Kerbin, the planet that you start from. The space center is around there. As you see, I have 2 satellites in orbit around Kerbin. Over here is Moon, and as you see, I have had 2 landings before, and a satellite, and a probe lander that has ran out of power and is somehow still there. So, there's also another moon of Kerbin known as Minmus. But this isn't all. There's even an entire solar system to explore, which consists of Eve, Duna, Kerbin, Draze, Jewel, and Elu. I'm not going to show you these planets because that's for you to decide. Here we are back at the Space Center. This night is still nighttime on Kerbin. And we are going to launch and do a mission to the moon. I might have already said that. We're going to use a ship I made earlier that I've already, called the Showzone 1. So we're gonna let's get some other people besides. Okay, we'll have psychopathical guy Jebediah. We'll have Seedalls, and how about Chad? Actually, wait, he was already here before. Let's do Jetban. Okay, so no, I'm gonna change the flag for this mission. Rocket built by Terran Nuclear Missile Corporation is supposed to go to the moon and land 2 Kerbals and get back home. A lot of controversy surrounds this mission because of the past events where the Terran Corp dropped a small nuclear bomb on Mick Kerbals because the owner, now in prison, didn't get ketchup on his Keith hamburger. But this test build of the Showzone 1 should be the first manned moon mission to make the world forget about that, we hope. The lander is equipped with parachutes as well in case of disaster. That was not funny at all. Alright, we're gonna launch this. Okay. Here we are at the launch pad. I skipped today. Here we have our craft. This what's gonna go to the moon. It has a lander on it. 3-man. We have Jedman, stunt artist Jebediah, and Chad Kerman. It is an early morning on Kerbin and a good time to launch. The moon is actually I could try the efficient way, but I'm gonna do it the normal. Alright, we are gonna launch and get this big craft into orbit first. Let's get the reaction wheels on to give us some control. And actually, before we do anything, I'm gonna switch out. Just lowered the sound. The spacecrafts are really loud. Let's get this thing working. So this has 7 stages. One little check. Let's go. So as you can see, we are launching slowly. As you can see, what we got here is. Oh, speaking of devil, thank God I have an abort. Oh shit, I don't have an abort system. Shit. Okay. Okay, we can, Well, it appears our 3-man crew has survived. I'm gonna, actually, since I'm here, just gonna strut it up a little bit more. I don't think this was actually the, wait a minute. Yeah, this was the one that went up. So I might as well just show you around the VAB just really quickly before I change this around. It's weird, because it worked last time. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, so what I did was strut the thing up a little bit more, because there was something I forgot. I forgot the one that made it. There was a strut, important strut that I missed. So this time, you know, Ergard, Ribney, and John Burt, I decided to give those two a break. Those other 3 a break. So we're gonna launch the rocket now. I might speed this part up. Just gonna separate the recording in case I do. Actually, let me change my sounds. Okay, it's at 0.2. This shouldn't be that shouldn't be too loud for the video, but I'm gonna talk a little bit louder just in case. So as you see, our rocket is slowly but surely going, getting itself up. As the fuel drains itself, it should get a little bit lower, and it should get lighter. So as you can see, we're having all 5 of these engines going at the same time. There's fuel from like these fuel transfer parts transferring into this main tank, so it's not burning any fuel. So when these run dry, I'll have full fuel on this middle part for the next stage. I recommend doing the gravity turn when we are at like 5,000 or something like such as 10,000. I would like to do 5,000 to be safe. I'm actually gonna speed the rest of this part up. I don't need to talk anymore. And we're back. Here we are now in a medium orbit around Kerbin. Well, then again, maybe a low orbit would be a proper term. Our crew, well, they look fine. Jebediah, crazy as always, smiling. Here we have our transfer stage on, and our final stage, along with our lander, and that's what remains. So, one of those things that we could do in space before we go decide to transfer to the moon is an even spacewalk. Like we just took out Guard, and you can control them around like with the R button. You can turn it on and off with the R button. I mean the WASD keys. You even have lights. Alright, we're gonna go back in, because we're gonna plan ourselves a maneuver to transfer. I'm gonna quick save just in case, because if you were paying attention to the sped up footage, if I sped it up, I most likely will, so I didn't talk much. You might have seen that I have a different crew, because I realized one fatal flaw, which almost got my crew killed in the last mission. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna plan a maneuver, do it at the periapsis. The apoapsis is the highest point of orbit. The periapsis is the lowest point in orbit. We're gonna try doing a maneuver which is burning prograde. Prograde is the direction your ship is going. Retrograde's the direction, the opposite of where your ship is going. See if we can get ourselves an encounter with MUN, and we just did. Let's see. We'd be going in for a see, that would give a if we do that maneuver, that's our suggested, and I'm gonna do that differently. See, it doesn't end us up with a polar. Yeah, it's gonna end us up with a polar orbit. I don't want a polar orbit. Alright, maybe I'll just correct it in the middle. Alright, we're gonna try that. 37. And as you see, my estimate burns 1 minute and 15 seconds. I'll probably speed that part up. 15 minutes, node T. Okay, I'm gonna cut to where go to till we're there. We are now 1 minute and 10 seconds away from the node. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know if this is an estimated burn before you're at the node T or after. So we're gonna start the burn now. Quick save just in case something bad happens. And we're gonna start our burn. This blue reticule is where we should be burning. And as you see, our transfer stage is now wasting away its fuel. Well, not really wasting, since we're actually getting somewhere with it. So, as you see, Jebediah is smiling, always laughing at his two buddies. Jedman and Ergard seem to be quite freaking out. I don't think they've run to the. I think Jedman was in one of my missions. Again, I only had 2 missions. The second mission was one where the lander flipped over, but with a little luck and pushing of the Kerbals from outside the lander, I was able to flip it over and return. But actually, I didn't return because that was the guys that were missing in action. They crashed because I forgot that lander was really wonky. This one, I already did a mission with this lander, and I should probably with this lander, and I pretty much I made it. Let's fix ourselves. But one fatal flaw that I'm surprised I noticed and fixed would be adding generators to the lander, because I almost wouldn't have enough power. So I was in like a suborbital trajectory to crash back into the moon. So I had to get myself I decided to get the main rocket to rendezvous with it quickly, or else we'd be dead. Okay, let's see. I just kind of screwed up. Let's see. Okay, that's a suggested periapsis. Looks like it's going to be a semi-polar orbit. I can change that. So, as you see, we are now in a suborbital trajectory to encounter with the moon, and I'll see you there. Okay, I am back, and here we have just got pulled in by the moon's gravity. As you see, we have no apoapsis, just a periapsis, because we are at escaping velocity to go back to Kerbin's orbit. So what we're supposed to do is burn near the periapsis to get enough speed to slow us down to the point where we're pulled in. So what we do is perform a maneuver to. It's kind of like doing that. So we're gonna quick save, and I'm gonna bring ourselves in closer. We got precious little fuel that won't help us. And we're gonna ditch that stage. We're gonna turn ourselves around. Well, kind of. Wait until that debris gets out of the way. What was that? There's the moon. Okay, we're gonna time warp. We're gonna time warp up to the moon. Let's see. Now would be a perfect time. So let's turn ourselves around. Turn me baby right round, baby right round. Alright, we're gonna start our prograde burn. And as you see, we are changing that is moving around. I think my cursor is off, so you can't see the cursor. I'm so sorry. So what we're doing here, we got ourselves a periapsis of 19. Our apoapsis is shrinking. If I say too much, I am sorry. Then again, you if the video is boring enough, you probably won't even be here at this time. So well, sorry about that. Sorry if it is good, but if it isn't, I'm sorry. But I'm trying the best I can to make these videos. If I'm just a toy, then keep it to yourselves. But I don't want to see any insults because, but you know, I don't really mind actually. So let's circularize ourselves. That's good. That's kind of good enough. Okay, we're gonna burn here. We're gonna change our inclination. Out. Okay, we're gonna do a maneuver to change our inclination. I'll meet you at the node. I am now doing the maneuver. See, the estimated burn is around that much. Just changing our inclination, because going in a polar orbit is not really... I tried doing that, and last mission, I ended up right there somehow. No, I ended up right here somehow. Let's see, I'm just waiting. And, we're gonna... And... Good. So, we can remove that now. I'm gonna slightly burn retrograde to lower the periapsis. There are many Easter eggs in this game, like hidden monuments on pretty much every planet. I'm not really sure about Even Gilly, because no one really goes there, but there could be something there. I don't know why no one really goes to Even Gilly. Okay, but since we are quite ready to go in for a landing, we're gonna deploy the panels on the main rocket, so the main rocket has some power generation. There's generators inside the land. There's a generator inside the lander. Radioisotopic, those radio ones. So we're gonna... Jebediah Kerman, our commander, is gonna stay in the rocket. Jedman, let's get you in the lander. As I said, as I'm doing the spacewalk. Let's get ourselves on. And we'll get N-Guard. Jebediah, you keep that rocket well, because no one really trusts you alone. You can use this time to redeem yourself for people not trusting you alone. That's why you're always in a lot of moon missions. Somebody's the first guy on the moon most of the time. Okay, we're gonna quick save here. Okay, we are gonna We are gonna leave now. Yeah, wrong. Okay, we are leaving the main rocket. We got Engard and Jedman. We're gonna lower the landing struts. Main rocket, we're gonna do something a bit stupid and try moving ourselves out of the way. Okay, thank you, main rocket. Alright, and now we're gonna do a burn that gets us near the ground. Because, this is the moon, so 2 nuclear engines would be enough to land. Well, before I actually do anything, this is our lander. It's a 2-man lander, big one, some fuel, 3 fuel tanks, and 2 atomic motors, some RCS, an avionics for stabilization, and a stabilization. Okay, and let's get ourselves on a trajectory to land. Thinking, okay, we are now on a trajectory to land. I have the landing legs deployed, and we're gonna slowly, as you see, 837 kilometers away. Right over there is actually one of our older lander sites. That's the Terran Corporation landing site. So I'm just pretty much role playing like there's 2 corporations going together working together. There's KSP and then there's the Terran Atomic Corporation, which is another company which is assisting in building rockets. Like the Terran Atomic Corporation built the lander and most of the rocket. Even I have their flag, which is also on the back of my Minecraft character. I have that other logo, which I'm actually starting to change because I'm starting to I think it looks a bit like looks like a symbol of communism. So no, it's not that. I don't think that wasn't supposed. Now that I look at it, it kind of does. So I don't think I'm changing that. So we are slowly on our descent to the moon. We're gonna bring it in a little more. There's the probe lander right there. Got ourselves our Showzone 1. You know, kind of be smarter to name this because this is actually the 3rd launch, and the speed up I realized the fatal flaw. So we'll call it the Showzone 3. Okay, we're gonna time warp. Okay, we're gonna start slowing down since these are nuclear engine. They have low thrust, and we're just gonna do this most of the time. You pretty much you're basically just moon landing. You're basically just falling on the moon. If you see the generator right there, you're basically just falling on the moon, and you're slowing yourself down with the rocket engines. So the point, I believe these heavy-duty landing legs here, you can maybe get away with like 10 something below 10 kilometers a second, meters a second, miles a second. I don't know if it's miles. Yeah, I think it's miles a second. Or yeah, I don't know. And you can pretty much get away with that if you. I have no idea. I keep effing up. There's also 2 other landing legs. There's really small ones, and then there's like medium ones. These are the big ones. I feel like these ones work the best because they have the most range out of them all. We're gonna do a big burn to like maybe slow ourselves down even more. As you can see, there's the crater right there. Oops. Shit. Shit. Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to do this visually now because I effed up. So I'm slowly, let's take a look from the inside the rocket. No, you can't see anything yet. Maybe I could do another look at the final descent. The moon has been changed in the last update, 0.21. It has much more craters now. I believe Minmus has had a few terrain changes as well, just little. I think it's darker now, I think. If not, if you go check and I'm wrong, don't insult me in the comments, please. Kerbal Space Program videos, I know you're gonna well, actually, this is in the middle of the video. So, Go full throttle now. Just to, I'm sorry, I'm kind of losing my train of thought. I'm getting really tired. It's late at night. The overheating. It doesn't really matter on the map. It doesn't really, overheat as fast. Like, it'll stay in the middle, and then, like, stop on nuclear engines. I don't think it does that to the mainsail. I usually get scared of the mainsail, because whenever it's, slowing itself down. Okay, now we are getting really slowly. Not really that slowly. I'm still going 78 miles per second. We're gonna speed up slightly. Okay, now we're gonna do a suicide burn, because we're getting really close. Take a screenshot. I guess I cannot take screenshots when this is loaded. Maybe I'm not playing with a Steam client on. No, I should be playing on Steam. Yeah, this game is, like, maybe $30 on Steam or $20 in case you want to check it out. Piracy is wrong, so don't even think about it. Especially if it's an indie game, so maybe by EA, go ahead. Because EA sucks, but piracy is wrong. We've landed in a mountain. I actually might want to keep these guys here for a little bit, because, until we do the return trip. Okay, do a suicide burn. And, uh-oh. Oh, shite. Shite. Come on, I can salvage this. Well, we went in too fast. Let's try that again. I'll cut to when we're actually touched down. See the rocket. Let's see. So we're gonna turn off the torque since we I guess these radiothermal isotopic generators don't do anything anymore. Okay, I'm gonna send out RECCOMEND to go plant the flag. As we are going down. Though this isn't our first moon landing, we're gonna imitate Neil Armstrong. One small step for Kerbal! One giant leap for MC Legends crew. Okay, so now we are on Kerbal. We are on the moon. Different planets with different gravity. Like, we can do more freedom and jump higher. Oh yeah, and the moon landing was real. It was not. It was real. The moon landing of 1969, Neil Armstrong, was real. I don't even know why people. There's so much evidence saying it's real, and fake evidence saying it was fake. So it was real. I mean, there's so much evidence. And let's take out our flag, actually, as I just did. I spelled that wrong, didn't I? Let's get the other guy out. So when you're on the moon, you have the freedom to explore and look at the rocks and stuff. Let's get our brave Kerbal team and good look. Actually, no, I need a better view. Let's get ourselves a good screenshot. I can't. Now I'll take a screenshot from the last mission. Okay, so now we are free to go as the Kerbal. Let's get like a funny looking like over the shoulder cam. So we are free to explore around as the Kerbals are. You can you get some lights, as I said. It's pretty much similar to the controls of the of the other of the in out with no gravity, except you just don't have a. Except there is gravity. I believe this proton pack. Proton pack. This is Ghostbusters. I believe this RCS pack works on most planets except for Kerbal and Eve. Eve is the Venus analog for this game. As you see, I just brought an Ergard Kerman over to a rock. These terrain scatters and rocks. They do not have any main meshes yet, so I can pretty much just imagine if this game was multiplayer. It's like you just be hiding in here and like you just come out and just scare some guy that just like landed on the moon. Well, this is pretty much the moon. Good, fun place to jump around and explore, have some fun, do some science. And it's a good. This is a really fun game. Though get a little bit getting used to. Like, it's hard to get everything perfect in this game, just like real life. And it just keeps getting, and you just keep getting more used to it, than you want. So you just keep getting more and more used to it. So what do you think about it, Ergar Kerman? Do you like this game? I can assume your smile says yes. This is a good game, and you should check it out on Steam. So you can do a lot of good stuff. Like besides going to the moon, you can go to other planets. Like this whole solar system. I'm Dan23456, and what's a good word for goodbye? What do the frick the Russians say for goodbye? See you later.